I was talking with my naturopath again about trauma, about my cult abusers, because I've been having nightmares again. But at least they're not trauma memories. It's just my abusers are appearing in the nightmares, and there are worries that are things that I was told in cult abuse or torture that are happening in the nightmares. And so she upped my dose of arnica, but she was saying something about karma getting my abusers. And I said, I don't believe in karma. She said, you don't? I said, I've never seen that happen. I've never seen anything bad happen to any of my abusers or torturers. I've just seen them get away with it. She said, how does that make you feel? And I sat there for a minute, and then I'm saying, well, I'm still terrified of my abusers, and I wish that they weren't still continuing to abuse or torture. Like, I'm assuming that they do, because my great-grandparents did until they couldn't. My grandparents, as far as I know, did. Like, they were when I was still a kid and a teen and in later years. I was being tortured by them still. And I just never saw anything bad happen to them in a way that would equate the occult torture and the child prostitution and the child pornography and the murder and all the horrible things that they were doing. And I was saying, well, I just accept that that's not going to happen. Like, I don't like it. I wish the legal system would do something. I wish our society would believe and go after, believe that cult torture exists more and listen to survivors and go after the cult torturers. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just kind of resigned to it. And maybe it's how I felt the entire time I was being tortured and abused, like resigned to it, because I couldn't see anything else. But it also felt a little sad and depressing. And maybe that is why I love superhero comics and graphic novels so much, or it's part of why, is because there's always justice. Always the bad guys are stopped. And I always have that in my books too. There's always justice, because I never got justice, because so many survivors never get justice. Cult torture survivors, most of us never get justice, but also survivors of child sexual abuse and rape often don't, and other forms of abuse. I think that's why I like happy endings so much. I didn't have a happy ending most of my life until I finally got safe, and I have all the trauma and the effects of the trauma that I live with. I really like happy endings. I love happy endings in stories. It definitely helps soothe my soul a little.